In the previous video, we have assessed what is the due diligence. In this video, I would like to provide more information with regards to why carrying out a due diligence is important. Well, the due diligence is a fundamental process because it's aimed at avoiding risks. I made in my previous video the example of a person that is buying a flat. If someone is a risk taker, may actually decide to check on the internet, see the first flat that looks nice on the picture and go for it. However, it is very unlikely because if they adopt this kind of strategy, basically the possibility that they are running into significant problems afterwards, so for example structural issues, the location is not exactly what they thought, the price is too high, oh gosh, you didn't know that there was a pub around the corner because they didn't carry out a proper assessment. Of course, I'm talking about an extreme situation, but some companies actually make this kind of mistake. So they do not assess all the relevant information of the target in order to determine whether it's the acquisition or the merger is going to fulfill the corporate strategy. Whenever a company is going for a merger and acquisition, they always have to take into consideration why they are doing it. What is the corporate strategy? What do we want to achieve? And then basically going through an assessment of the different aspects of a target to see whether that's a good deal or not. And I know that it can sound quite, say, of course I'm going to carry out the due diligence, but history shows that unfortunately far too often the senior executives want to establish themselves, they want a quick win, and basically they rush through even though the due diligence basically is highlighting significant problems. So why do you carry out a due diligence? To determine whether the target is a good deal or not, and basically whether you are very likely going to achieve synergies or not. Of course, even if you carry out a thorough due diligence, there is not the guarantee, the 100% guarantee that the deal will be successful. Also because usually the problems turn up anyway at the implementation stage. And that's because the senior managers tend actually to step back and say, this is just operational, do it. And that's actually a very risky approach. So whenever you are going to target a company or a series of companies, usually you just don't go for one, always carry out due diligence with the intent of understanding whether that specific target is going to allow the company to achieve synergies or if it's not a good deal. The executives have to be prepared to step back. So if it's clear that after the due diligence is being carried out, that's not a good deal, they must be prepared to say no. Also because the responsibility is towards the shareholders. It is unfortunate nowadays a lot of companies, especially a lot of directors, are acting in their own personal interest and not in the interest of the shareholders. Luckily enough, the tides are changing and we have seen plenty of unsuited CEOs and CXOs in general being forced or being actually removed from their position for being too greedy and actually taking into consideration their own personal interest rather than the interest of the company. Due diligence will help senior executive to put the shareholders' interest at the top of the list, where it actually should be. Thank you so much for watching.